Greetings, dear listeners, and welcome to the broadcast of Infernal Affairs, coming to you straight from the heart of hell itself. I'm your host, Azazel, the fallen angel of Apocalypse, taking over for Astaroth while he takes a permanent personal day, here to peel back the curtain on the bureaucracy of the damned, with a wit as sharp as a demon's claw, and a voice as smooth as sin. Well, if it isn't my favourite bunch of damned souls tuning in once again to Infernal Affairs, welcome back, you gluttons for punishment. I'm your host, Astaroth, the Phoenician demon of lasciviousness, master of all things, delightfully depraved. You're just in time for another rollicking ride through the burning pits of despair. So, grab a pitchfork, stoke the flames, and let's dive right into the muck, shall we? Ah, the sweet scent of brimstone and regret. It's like mother's cooking. But before we get too sentimental, let's get down to business. Today's episode is all about welcoming the latest batch of unfortunate souls to our little corner of eternity. We've got a lot to cover. New arrivals, old favourites, and of course the latest in infernal innovations. So buckle up, buttercups. It's going to be a scorcher. As always, before we spill the tea, let's get into the mood and listen to some hellishly good tunes. Now let's start with Hell's HR, shall we? You know, some of you might think that eternal damnation is just one big free-for-all, but oh no, my dear listeners. Even in Hell, we've got rules, regulations, and, yes, you guessed it, an orientation process. So here's the deal, newbies. You've just arrived and you're probably still in shock. Don't worry, that's normal. The wailing, the gnashing of teeth, the eternal flames, it can be a bit overwhelming. But let's get you oriented. First things first, you're here for a reason. Maybe you cut a few too many corners, maybe you indulged in a little too much sin, or maybe you just had really bad luck. Either way, you've earned your spot and now it's time to pay the piper. Or in this case, the demon with the hottest poker. Your assigned tormentor will be with you shortly to go over the specifics of your eternal punishment. You'll find that we've customized your experience to suit your unique transgressions. Yes, that's right. We believe in personalized service here in Hell. After all, why settle for generic torment when you can have something truly tailored to your sins? Now, I know some of you are wondering, how long do I have to endure this? Well, sweetheart, let me break it to you gently. Forever. Eternity is a long time, but don't worry, we've got plenty of activities to keep you busy. There's the Lake of Fire swim meet, the Iron Maiden Endurance Challenge, and of course our famous hot coal walking tours, all designed to keep you in tip-top, agonizing shape. So, welcome to hell. We hope you enjoy your stay, and by enjoy I mean suffer in ways you never thought possible. And before I leave you with those pleasant thoughts, let's take a quick music break. Now let's move on to our next segment, Demon of the Week. Oh, this one's a real treat, folks. Our demon in the spotlight today is none other than Mephistopheles, the original dealmaker. The guy who could sell ice to an Eskimo, or in our case, fire to a damned soul. Mephisto, can I call him Mephisto, has been with us since, well, pretty much the beginning. He's the one who first figured out that you don't need to torture souls into submission. You can just get them to sign on the dotted line. And let me tell you, business has been booming ever since. You've probably heard of his most famous deal, the one with old Dr. Faustus. Yeah, that's the one. A classic case of sell your soul for a little knowledge and power. But what people don't realize is that Mephistopheles has been cutting deals like that for millennia. He's a master of the fine print, the hidden clause, the gotcha moment that leaves you bound in chains before you even realize what's happened. And it's not just the big fish he's after. Oh no, he's happy to reel in the small fry too, you know? Those little compromises people make every day. The lies, the greed, the betrayals. All adding up to a nice fat contract with his name on it. But it's not just his salesmanship that makes Mephisto our demon of the week, it's his numbers. The man, demon, has been smashing his KPIs. Let's talk about screams per hour. Mephistopheles is a pro at getting his souls to scream for eternity without even lifting a finger. It's all in the psychological torment, you see. And his soul despair index? Off the charts. His victims don't just suffer, they despair. They lose hope. And that's where the real fun begins. So here's to you, Mephistopheles, the original dealmaker, the master of despair, and this week's star of the Infernal show. Keep up the good work, old sport. Before we dive back into the eternal torment, let's take a moment to acknowledge one of our fine sponsors, the Professional Pincushion. Now, if you're looking to add a little extra sparkle to your eternal suffering, look no further. The Professional Pincushion has been expertly piercing flesh and adorning the damned with exquisite jewelry for over 11 years. That's right, folks. Whether it's a simple spike through the tongue or a full-body chainmail of pain, the Pincushion delivers swift professional service with a smile. Well, more of a smirk. Why settle for plain old agony when you can suffer in style? From barbed wire bracelets to molten metal earrings, The professional pincushion has something for every soul looking to make their torment truly shine. Remember, in hell, it's not just about the pain, it's about the presentation. So, when you want to make an impression that lasts an eternity, choose the professional pincushion on Instagram, or see him in person at Black Brew Tattoo Studio in Abbotsford, British Columbia, where the pain is a pleasure, and every piercing is done with infernal precision. And September only, the professional pincushion is offering $50 naval piercings to help offset the cost of returning to school. So head over and make a deal. And now we come to one of my favorite segments, Infernal Innovations. Because even in hell, we like to keep up with the times. You might think we're stuck in the Dark Ages down here, but let me assure you, we've got some of the best minds, or what's left of them, working on the latest and greatest in Torment technology. Today's featured innovation is something I'm particularly excited about, the Soul Extraction Device 3000. Now, you might be wondering, what's wrong with the old methods? Isn't a good old-fashioned rack and hot poker enough? And to that, I say, where's your imagination? The Soul Extraction Device 3000 is a game-changer, my dear listeners. You see, traditionally, extracting a soul from its corporeal form is a messy, time-consuming process. But not anymore. With the 3000, we can extract, distill, and purify a soul in record time. It's like peeling a grape. If the grape screamed and begged for mercy, that is. What makes the 3000 so special is its precision. It doesn't just rip the soul out all at once. Oh no, it's much more refined than that. It teases the soul out inch by inch, savoring every moment of agony. And the best part? It's completely customizable. Want to stretch out the process over centuries? No problem. Need to focus on extracting every last drop of hope? The 3000's got you covered. But don't just take my word for it. The results speak for themselves. Increased despair, longer-lasting torment, and a noticeable boost in the efficiency of damnation ratio. It's a win-win, well, for us anyway. So there you have it, Hell's latest innovation in soul extraction. Another step forward in our never-ending quest to make eternal damnation just that little bit more unbearable. Let's end things off with a bang and listen to some music from some of our most talented demons. Well, that's all we have for today, my infernal friends. Remember, in hell the fun never stops, and neither does the suffering. Join us next time for more tales from the fiery depths, where we'll dive into the infernal bureaucracy and meet some more of our favourite demonic colleagues. Until then, keep those flames burning bright, and remember, no matter how bad you think it is, it can always get worse. This is Astaroth, signing off. Stay damned, everyone.